What's going on, Grilla fam? Dom here, and as you can tell, we are in a brand new place with some brand new stuff, and I am too excited about it. Now, the best part about this, we're not actually going to be revealing everything to you right now. We got some cool stuff right here, but as we build this out, we're going to give you guys a little bit more, and a little bit more. But for right now, we're focusing on the most important stuff. The grills, our Kong all-terrain, our Kong Kart. This thing is awesome. We've got a video out there right now, just released it last Friday. Check it out on YouTube, check it out on our Facebook page. It's a fantastic accessory, one of the first out there in the world to be able to take a Kong, take a KAMADO, and turn it into something that you can take anywhere with you. Well, to celebrate the new digs, to celebrate the new toys, I thought we gotta go big, right? And what's the best way to go big with a Kong? I'm thinking it's a couple gigantic steaks. We grabbed a couple porterhouses from Blue Star Meats right down the road from us, about 1.5 miles away. They really hooked us up. They cut a couple of these custom for me right after they came off the truck. Let me hang out in the back room for a little bit. Fantastic. So we're starting off with some gigantic steaks. We're gonna do these super simple: salt, garlic, a little bit of cayenne, and of course that Grilla beef rub is going to be a great combination on there. We're going to cook these super hot and fast on this Kong. That Kong is roaring well over 500 degrees, looking at close to 600 right now. We're going to throw these on there, let them cook for a good 90 seconds to 90 seconds to 2.5 minutes on either side, and then we're going to constantly check that temperature to make sure that it's exactly where we want it. I'm looking for a medium to medium rare on these. Depending on how you like to do it at home, feel free to look up those different temperatures of, this is how hot I need to get my meat internally to be the exact amount of doneness that I want. But everybody here likes a medium rare, so these ones are going to be perfect for that. Before we season, though, we do have a little special guest here, actually. More steak. Now, these ones are going to be awesome. This is actually a special cut of meat that you're not going to find in most places. Just like I said, Blue Star cut these specifically for this. He calls them a chuck fillet. Now, the difference here, it's a different kind of muscle, but as long as you're cooking these things at that medium to medium rare range, these are going to come out fantastically tender. He said that these are just like a filet mignon, just a little bit cheaper because you're paying for the chuck instead of that, filet cut. So these things are awesome. We're going to get those on the Kong as well. They will cook far faster than our gigantic porterhouses will. So let's start off with our seasoning. As always, kicking it off with a little bit of salt. We go with the rock salt over here. This one's a little bit smaller than I usually go for, but it's what we had in the cupboard at the time, and that's what we use. All right. There we go. Some salt on one side. Moving on to the garlic powder now. Usually I would go for an actual garlic, chop some up myself, or get some minced garlic, or even some garlic in the tube form. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but basically, as long as you're getting some good garlic flavor in here, you're going to be real happy. After that, kicking it into some cayenne. I have a feeling some of you are starting to pick up, cayenne might be one of my favorite seasonings out there. You got to use it sparingly, unless you're a heat freak like me. So get a little bit of cayenne on here. Don't want to make Mark sweat too much when he eats these later. And then, of course, the final ingredient, our Grilla Grills beef rub. Apply this one liberally on there. Definitely going to want to cover the fat pieces on here as well. There's a little bit of fat on the edge. You can trim that off if you like, but personally, I actually like a little bit of extra fat on my steak. I'm one of those people who, if you hand me a big old chunk of fat, I'm probably going to eat it. So most of the time, I have my girlfriend cut those off for me before I get to it, like a rabid dog. All righty, getting that Grilla beef rub in there nice and good. Awesome. Try to pat your spices down, as we've said in the past. You don't want to rub them around. That's how you get some clumps and how you get uneven seasoning. So just pat those down once you got it on there. Give them a good flip, and then it's round 2 of seasoning. So guys, one of my favorite parts about the fact that we're back here in the office, back here in the studio, is this brand new studio that we got going. We got some new basically everything. New flooring, new walls, new cabinets, new sink, new fridge. Just, I can't wait to be able to show you guys everything. Unfortunately, right now we've got to keep things a little bit secret. But I'm telling you, within the next week or so, we're going to have a lot of stuff to show you guys. Speaking about what's coming in this next week, watch for our 4th of July videos. That's right, 4th of July is coming next Saturday, which means we've got a whole bunch of stuff for you guys. We're going to be sending you a video every single day next week. So make sure those notifications are on. Make sure you're checking those emails and those YouTube channels, because I'm telling you, we're going to have some awesome stuff for you. We're going 100% all-American next week. Every day I'm going to have a brand new all-American recipe. A little teaser for some of you watching right now. We're going to have burgers one day. We're going to have a day of where we do some wild game cooking. We're going to do a day of where we do some deep dish Chicago pizza. I've got a really cool recipe lined up for that one. And then, of course, how could you go wrong with a little bit of apple pie? So watch for all those recipes next week. A little bit extra coming your way as well on top of all of that. So guys, it looks like we got our porterhouses seasoned. As you can tell, these things are gigantic. We're looking at about 1 inch to 1.25 inches thick. I mean, if you're going big steaks, you gotta go all the way. So let's get these things on our Kong here. Like I said, it's rocking it right around 500-600 degrees. When we throw them on there, we have to act fast. Make sure you're watching those things constantly and constantly checking that temperature. I usually get in there about every 30 seconds at the most. So if you're going over 30 seconds, you got to start worrying about trying to char those on one side or the other a little bit more than you'd like. So why don't we get that camera over here? We'll open this grill up and we'll get some of these steaks on here. We'll season up our other steaks once we get these ones on there, because we'll have a little bit of extra time while these are cooking on the grill. All right, we're getting real close to about our 1.5 minute mark on those steaks, so I'm going to want to turn around and check those in just a second here. We got our seasonings applied to our chuck fillets, so those are going to be great to get on there in just a minute as well. So when we open this up and check on those steaks, we'll be good to go. All right, Grilla fam, had to jump off camera for just a second to clean things up and go grab something that I want to show you. We talked a little bit about how next week we're going all the way in on 4th of July on Independence Day. And because of that, we wanted to give you guys a special little treat that you could pick up for this 4th of July. We all know about the front shelf for the Silverback, and we all know you can customize them. So why don't we release our own custom American flag front shelf? Now, usually the cost to do a custom job on your front shelf is $60. We're going to knock $40 off of that because we're doing just a very limited number of these. You're not going to be able to get these by 4th of July because we are making them as we speak, but if you order them now, we'll get them to you as fast as possible. These things are awesome. Takes that normal front shelf on your Silverback and just makes it that much cooler. Waving flag background on that thing just looks fantastic. So like I said, usually a $60 upcharge on your front shelf. We'll knock that down $40. These you can get for just $115 for your Silverback. The link is in the description right now, so make sure you check that out and see if you want to pimp out your Silverback with this awesome front shelf. Well, these steaks are just about done, so we got to put this down, and I got to get to grabbing. Give me 2 seconds, and I'll be right back, everybody. All right, y'all, so we came back from our short break. Just had to do a couple things real quick, make sure these steaks were going to come off perfect. I wanted to put all of my attention on that and not on the camera for just a couple seconds so that we could have some really awesome stuff to show you. So let's open this grill up. Like we said prior, our Kong rocking at about 600 degrees. As you can see from all that smoke flying up right now, no diffuser in there this time. So what we're going to do this time is go back in time real quick and show you guys what the first flip looked like on these guys. Oh yeah, I got a bunch of that seasoning on there, looking real good. Let's give her that first flip. Fantastic. All right, well, come back to the present. We'll pull out our other steaks right here. Let's check for our internal temp on our chuck fillets. And it looks to me like we have the perfect medium rare that we were looking for. All right, Give you a quick close-up on those steaks so you can see what they look like. Look at all that juice dripping off there. That's from that real quick cook on the Kong that we put on there. Like I said, real short cook time on either side. Give you a quick look at the inside as well. We'll kind of speed things up a little bit here in the end portion of the video. Perfect medium rare to rare on that guy. Exactly what we were looking for that tenderness. Looks like we're doing good on our porterhouses as well. Checking the temp on those, coming off exactly where we wanted them. 140, 145 is that perfect sweet spot that I'm looking for on these steaks. So we'll pull them off real quick, give you a closer look at these guys, and then we'll also cut these open for you as well. Look at that giant steak. You can see that fillet side already starting to fall off the bone on us because that is just a beautiful piece of meat right there. The New York strip side is looking great as well. As you know, I leave that little cut of fat on there. Here you go, a little inside look at that thing. Just delicious. Fantastic. Well, hey, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. We want to say thank you so much. Please like, share, and subscribe all of these videos. We're going to be releasing so much more content throughout this next week, a video every single day. Make sure you're checking in on each and every one of these videos because we're going to have some really awesome all-American recipes for you all week long. Have a great day, everybody.